Hello and welcome to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. Why don't you just consider this your vitamin or supplement for your mind, your heart, and your soul? Today we're going to talk about mistakes. If you have set as your goal that you are going to live a mistake-free life, you are going to live an exceedingly disappointed life. Mistakes, according to Warren Bennis, who writes on leadership, is discovering another way not to do something, which is pretty much the same thing that Thomas Edison and Henry Ford and people like that have said. I've gone to lots of seminars over the years in which, as you listen to the speaker, you would believe that they have just gone from one success to another, almost in a straight line, straight upward. And many times as I've sat there, knowing some of the dumb things I have done, some of the poorly executed things I have tried, you sort of feel at times a little more discouraged than you did when you came to the seminar. I've often wondered, why doesn't someone give a seminar on the 19 things that I attempted that failed miserably? Because here's the importance of mistakes. You learn ways not to do something. Years ago, I worked for my denomination and was in charge of clergy development, and I made a grievous mistake. But from that mistake, I learned that you had better make sure that you proofread phone numbers, addresses, and names, or it could have some bitter consequences. So was it a valuable experience? Yeah, it was a valuable experience because I learned absolutely how not to do something, and I have tried to always put that into practice from that day. And one of the things is, if you're trying anything new, you're going to make mistakes. And listen, maybe you feel like you can't do that. But can I today give you blanket permission? Go ahead and try something. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and make your mistakes. You will discover one way not to do something. You'll get some valuable lessons. You'll receive them, and you'll be able to apply them. Now listen, you can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. Very few mistakes in life are irrevocable. Very few mistakes that you'll ever make are so grievous that you can't overcome them. You can overcome even the most horrific mistakes. Quit living a life paralyzed by the fear of making a mistake. You have to do it. And a lot of people are allowing all kinds of fear, including the fears of mistakes or the fear of failing, to just sort of paralyze you. So listen, tonight, you can't change your destination, but you can tonight change your direction. Make some small incremental steps that will get you to the destination and the goals you desire. It was Eleanor Roosevelt, the president's wife from many, many years ago, who said this about our philosophy. One's philosophy is not best expressed in words, but in actions. Don't you think, friend, you've talked about it long enough? Don't you think you have debated with yourself, is this the time? Should I do this? Should I take this action? Should I make these changes in my life? No one is going to judge you by your words and even your intentions to change, but by your actions. Don't allow the necessary actions that you know you need to make to so paralyze you that you do nothing. Make and take a small step toward your goal. The first step, can I tell you what the first step is? The first step is awareness. I have just recently, over the last many months, gone through a weight loss by exercising, changing my eating habits. I have made unbelievable change. And here's what I told someone. I made a couple of small steps, did them consistently over the last 10 months, And now today, everyone thinks I'm an overnight success. The changes that took place in my life did not happen overnight. Remember, I couldn't change my destiny in one evening, but I could change my direction. And I took small, incremental steps that I could have control. I think I've told you before, find those steps that are easy to do, but always remember, anything that's easy to do is easy not to do. And you best express these things not by anything else but awareness. I became aware that I was in terrible physical shape and that I had some control over changing it. And I can tell you today, I've gone off a lot of my medicine. And as a nearly 63-year-old man, I'm in the best physical condition of my entire adulthood. And it wasn't because I just sat on the couch and thought about it. But one day I became aware that, Ron, only you can change this. And the first step is I had to be aware there was a problem. I had to be aware there was a solution. And I had to be aware that it wasn't my mom's fault. It wasn't the preacher's fault. It wasn't my school teacher's fault. It wasn't my colleague's fault. It was me. And I could make the change. No one force-fed me. No one kept me from exercising. It was my choices. I would even say my mistakes. And so the first step is awareness. What are you aware of right now that needs to change in your life? What is it that you need to do? What are your dreams? Go for your dreams. You're not going to go from where you are right now to dream fulfillment in 24 hours. But in 24 hours, you can begin the journey. You can begin by being aware that some things have to change, and I'm going to have to make some small changes in my life. Commit yourself to doing it. We'll talk on future podcasts about how you take those small incremental steps that in a little bit, time after time, compounded by day after day, one day everyone will become aware something significant is happened in your life. And here's what people will say. What pill did you take? Because most Americans think the answer to everything is found in a shot or a pill rather than getting up and getting moving and taking control of our lives. Are you aware that there are some things you were made to do, you must get ready to do, and that you must take control of your life? I also became aware that it's not my parents, it's not the government, it's not the church, it's not society's job to take care of me. It's my job to take care of me. So you need to start investing, small again, little incremental doses, to save for your retirement, to make those kinds of situations that'll put you in a better economic state. You need to get out of debt. Start paying down your debt. You need to draw closer to God. Well, start reading in your Bible. Start praying. Start going to church. I could go down on and on the list of things that need to be changed. If you feel like you want to finish your college degree, get a catalog. Get online. Find out how much it's going to cost. Save up the money. Get ready. Either take the class or go online. The choice is yours. But it won't happen. It doesn't matter if I'm aware that you need to make changes. Are you aware that you need to make changes? Action always follows awareness. You remember it was Socrates who said, the unexamined life is not worth living. Well, the unlived life is not worth examining. Do you want to go through all of your life wishing and hoping things had been better? And if you would have only say, if this and if that, but this or but that. My grandfather used to say to me when I was a child, when I would say, if only this and if only I could do that, but I couldn't do that, but I couldn't go there. My grandfather used to say, if and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. Take the ifs, take the buts out. Remember, examine where you are today. There's a reason you are where you are. It's because this is where you decided to be. Even if you didn't make decisions, it's where you've decided to be. Examine, is this what you want out of life? Then get up off the couch, start making some changes, write down your goals, become a productive person, make incremental small changes in your life that over time, as it compounds, will make huge and enormous differences in your life. And remember, you'll make a lot of mistakes. When you learn to walk, you fell down. When the child fell down the first time, the parents didn't throw their hands up and say, I guess this child will never be able to walk. They helped you back to your feet, and you continued on your journey. I don't know anyone who the first time upon getting on a bicycle rode for 20 miles without falling off. You fell off, you picked yourself up, dusted yourself off, got back on the bicycle, and learned from your mistakes. You're never too old to learn from your mistakes. And the more mistakes you're making and accomplishing, the better off you'll be down the road, because you'll learn in all of those mistakes, apply them to your life, and you will move ahead forward. So go ahead this week, make lots of mistakes as you seek to become aware of where I am and how things can be different. Do it. There's no such thing as a mistake-free life, and mistakes are your friend, because they are some of the greatest teachers in the history of the universe. This is Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, and productivity. Just consider this a vitamin and supplement for your mind, your heart, and your soul. Go ahead, make some mistakes. You'll be better for it. Until next time, I'll talk to you soon.